Bwanji. I go by the name of Popin837, and we're back again with another Q&A video. So without further ado, let's dive deep. So I think like a while ago, 2 months ago, I posted something on my Facebook saying, been a minute since we did a Q&A. Ask me anything about music, faith, creativity, graphics, or anything in between, and I'll pick the best ones to answer in a video. Drop your questions below. And you guys came through, you know. So I'll start with Elena. Elena is asking, how does one learn how to sing and improve his or her vocals? All right, I'll tell you what I did for me, right? Even though I'm not a singer or I'm not the best at it, but I'm the best in my field, you know? So what I did is, back in the day, I used to listen to like rap music a lot, you know? Like a lot. So what I did is, if I was going to learn how to sing, right? I was supposed to be with the singers. You get me, right? So what I did is I dished away all the rap music, right? And I started listening to more singers more, right? So I was like the likes of Adele, the likes of Malik Berry, the likes of Davido, the likes of Wizkid, Scales, like a lot of singers, you know? And that started like, you know, embedding that singing element in me, you know? So I started a little bit picking it up, you know, learning how they hit the notes, whatever, you know the drill. So that slowly started helping me out, you know, and what I started doing again is, the other thing that I still do even till now is like, I'll put in a song and I'll be singing it all the way, you know, even sometimes people think this guy, you know, like a bit up there, not fine, but yeah. So I'll be like in the road. Sometimes I don't even understand the lyrics, right? But I'm just humming to the melody, because that's the key, the melody. So I'll be there, you know, trying to sing my way through the song, even though I'm messing up the words. And bit by bit, you know, I'll be slowly getting it, you know. And that's how I started just like slowly improving on myself. And to be honest, that really helped me. So you can try that, you know. You can try that. I remember those. I used to go to a place where I used to go and sing, you know, and I would be shouting my voice out. But people thought I was a little bit crazy, because they would be coming, oh, Pankai Chongo, you know, and you keep quiet, and again you start just like that. And slowly you start getting to it. If you have the money for it, you can go and enroll into like hire a vocal coach, you know, and they'll get you up and running. The other part is, you know, there's information everywhere. You can just go on YouTube. There are vocal coaches there, you know. You can dive deep and just learn from there and teach yourself. Trust me, it's fun. It's fun. Challenge, yes, but it's fun by the end of the day. So yeah. The other question is coming from Priscilla. Shout out to her. What motivated you to start singing, and when did you start singing? So back in the day, I think for me, I never knew, but this was slowly being embedded in my system. I remember back in the day, like Popsy, you know, Dad, when he used to have friends over, you know, they'll be like chilling, you know, drinking, and he'll have his cassette there, you know, playing, there'll be music. And sometimes Mom, when she's, you know, cleaning the house, there'll be music playing, you know, because we'd wake up to the sound of music all the time, you know. So I think that was slowly being embedded in my system. And when I was like in my secondary school years, you know, there's what we used to have like lyric books, you know, because the luxury of being on the internet was so expensive back in the day. So people like you just like those who had the access to it, you would ask for their phones, you know, go on Google, search for the lyrics, and get those lyrics, write them in the lyric book so that you're always with them. So I had a lyric book. I could write my favorite songs in there. So I never knew that was just the start for me to even like begin the music. And when Facebook was introduced, I feel that was the whole beginning of everything, because now I started doing rap battles. Yeah, on the phone, typing. Yes, that was the beginning for me, you know. So would go into groups, do rap battles in there, you know, um, like you're clever, you know. And bit by bit, I started picking up the lyrical side of it, like writing, you know. I started getting good at writing. Now I had to develop the projecting of my voice now. Like, how did I want to sound? And trust me, when I started, I used to sound like people, you know. People would say you sound like Cray, a lot, because I listened to like Cray a lot. A lot. Shout outs to him, and I listened to him like a lot until I started introducing myself to different types of music. And yeah, I think that's when it all started. In 2010, 2011, the writing part was during those years, and probably 2012 going somewhere, yeah, 2012, somewhere there. I think that's when the recording also started, like learning how to be in the studio, learning how to be on the mic, and just getting the confidence of just standing on the mic also, because that's the other part. You can sing. You know, I've seen great people sing, like sing. But when the moment they stand on the mic, their voice is gone, man. The strength is finished, you know. So yeah, so that's the other part. It's like there are levels to these things, you know. So yeah, I think that's when I got the hang of it. The other question comes from, I think this is Priscilla again. Priscilla, she has a fire. Has anybody close to you, e.g. family, ever told you to give up singing? If yes, then how did you react to that? Yes, family, yeah. Might be a little bit shocking, but at first it was like mom, right? I remember there was this day I was in my room, you know, like writing, and I was slowly practicing, you know, and she just like came into the room and was like, "You're making noise, you know, you should be doing something, sort of doing this," and I had to stop, right? I had to stop and put that on hold. But I never stopped, like stopped. What I started doing is now I started going outside, you know, like practicing now. So the habit took me outside now. And I never stopped. I kept on pushing. And I remember when I did, there's a song, to those who are new on this page, go and search for Popen 87 Mechanica. Yes, Suni Mechanica. Shout out to Masen. We did this song, I've forgotten the year, 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And we shot the video for it. Shouts to ERT. Shot the video for it. Bruh. And trust me, I went full harm, like in marketing that. Took it to ZNBC, and they abused it. Like, they really abused it. That song was like on TV. I couldn't just go outside, minus people just like pointing fingers. Hey, we love you, we love the video, you know. And I think for me, that moment was just so, you know, where you just like feel like you're doing something now, you know, like now people are noticing, and it was just so good, to be honest. And that's when now mom got the hang of it, because now her friends started going to her and telling her, this not on one on but TV, you know, we saw your child on TV and we were so amazed, you know, continue, you know, encouraging him. This is good. And now she came into the room and she was like, oh, like she used to speak Bemba, you know, and awanandi bachisa and bachilalanda bachimona pa TV. So I was like, okay. And so this other day, she was home and she saw it. Bruh, she called me, man. You know how a mother is proud, just like, I'm like, okay, now we're getting somewhere, you know. So she turned from being a zero fan to a number one fan, you know, and she's always been. And from there, she just started encouraging me, because there were sometimes events that we used to go to that were late night, and she allowed me to do that, man. There were moments I used to record during the night, you know, and she allowed me to just like not come home and just record. So she'll always be a blessing. That's why I do this, and I know she's proud, man. So yeah, that's probably some maybe I I have some that I don't even know, but so far, yeah, it is what it is. This other question comes from Obed. Shout outs to him. What keeps you going when everything is going as when everything isn't? I think what he meant is when everything isn't going as planned. Because if everything is going as planned, I'll be just rocking with it. But when everything isn't going as planned, I take a seat back. I take a seat back because there are things that you can control and things that are out of your control. So I lean more on the things that I can control, and those that I can control, I let it be. But because by the end of the day, one thing you should remember is you can plan all your life, but God is the master planner. So if you plan, this has to go this, and if it doesn't, let it not affect you. So God knows what's best for you. So for me, I take the step back and just let things play out. If they don't go my way, then I know there's a better way that God has planned things to go for me. So yeah. The other question comes in again, Priscilla. Shout out to her, man. When it comes to your faith, have you ever found yourself being judged for singing love songs with reasons that they are secular? Were you ever pushed to want to choose between them? Oh, that's a nice one. I've always wanted to be in a space where people confuse this, right? Love songs. Love songs, depending on the point the artist take that from, trust me, I feel like love songs were meant for Christians to sing, because I think Christians know the gospel, right? The gospel is love. So I feel like Christians are the ones who need to preach in that sector more, because I feel we understand what true love is supposed to be. You don't have to be. It doesn't have to be like where you're diminishing the other. The other side of your partners, or the side of women or men, if I'm to say it that way, because when you sing, right? When you sing, for me, I understand it in a way that God is love, right? And we project that love very well because we understand where we stem from, because God is our source, right? So if you're a female singer who's singing about love, you understand and learn how to project that because you know where the source is coming from, right? So if you're a man and you're singing, if you're a male artist and you're singing love songs, you know that you're not supposed to be disrespectful towards towards women, right? You learn to appreciate them in the way that God has built them to be, right? So I feel like Christians are better to be in that space and sing more about love. That's why for me, when I started understanding, saying love songs are not secular, love songs are love songs, So whatever whatever term that is coined on them, it is what it is, So depending on the type of music, it's not all love songs that you should listen to, For me, it's not everything that I listen to everything, but not everything. I don't know if that makes sense, There are moments when you find me listening to some other music that you'd be like, should you be listening to that? Sometimes I'm looking at sometimes it's the delivery. I want to understand why people are listening to that, And from there, it's like, I want to learn how to move, but with a different message. You feel me, right? So it's like you're learning from, the other side of your camp, and you are embedding that also into your system and, trying to figure out how to preach that. I remember back in the day, there was a whole narrative of there's no such thing as gospel hip-hop. Hip-hop in itself is demonic, this and that, But look at how many people it served, man. It served me, So I best believe God can use anything for his glory. God can use anything for his glory, man. If we go back in the Bible, if we look at Moses, right? The time when he was being in that space where he was trying to understand himself too, when he had the stick and the stick turned into a snake, bro, come on, man. When the tree turned into fire, come on. So there's a lot of things that I can pinpoint that just show that God can use anything for his glory. So even the love songs, man, I'll keep on singing love songs. And yeah, trust me, there was a song I sang, Nakana. It's a love song, but not a love song, but it's kind of like a heartbreak song, you know? And when I presented it to the Christian community, bruh, I was judged, bruh, I was tossed down, bruh, like the DJs, you know. The reason why I never send music to some of the DJs, because it's crazy, man. Like this Christian community, bruh, it's brutal. It's really brutal. They'll be watching you. Yeah? They'll be watching your moves every time, and they won't say anything. The moment they feel like you've done something wrong that's contradicting to their system, bruh, then they're coming for you. Trust me. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's really a very crazy, brutal. So I remember I did that song and I sent it to my friends, and yeah, you know, they had their opinions, man. And I remember I sent it to somebody who was dear to me and somebody who I look up to, and he said, you know, if this message came from God and he told you to do this, do it. Don't even, bruh, just put it out. Don't question, don't whatever. If people receive it, they receive it. If they don't, they don't. You move. And that's when I learned how to just do things minus giving a beep about people. You know, just go for it and do whatever that I want, because I know the conversation wasn't a conference call. It was a personal call, you know? So I put that song out. Guess what? It did so great even in the UK that it was #1 on the charts for a whole month. If I did listen to people, would that ever happen? Nah, man. That song got me in the UK space, and a lot of people to date in Uganda still listen to that song. Search for Popin 837 Nakana. Trust me, it's a revelation. So thank you so much. I think I will be doing this more often. I've been your boy, Popin 837, all the way from the 837 house. Peace out.